Don't you love when there's a bunch of news that drops while you're in the middle of your shift at work? Cause I sure do. What's going on, everybody? This is GBO2 the 13th here with some quick news, and we have a new article for the end of August in GBO2. Of course, we're lamenting over the anniversary here, but on top of that, we also have a new suit that's going to be dropping. It is the Gelgoog Vertex Kyanos, and this is actually rocking what looks to be the GunEvo's beam javelin, and is from Return of Johnny Raiden, so it's another MSV suit. It also means that, of course, because this is a Vertex, it does have the quick turn, and it is a general suit on top of that, so I think this is the first general suit to actually get something like that. Also, side note, but I love how high mobility unit mounted on the back always allows for freedom in combat, and then right under this for the resistance response, it's still in Japanese, so I don't really know what this means, unless it's legit just some sort of translation for that. I know Google Translate isn't the best thing, but it's the faster thing. As for the part, I feel that it's different because the original text achieves high response capability of the abundant beams and live ammunition. That's interesting. High mobility unit mounted on its back allows for a higher degree of freedom in combat. Beam and live ammunition armaments mounted on each part of the fuselage provide for a high ability to cope. Resistance response? So I guess they were trying to figure out what they wanted to, how they wanted to word this, and it just kind of stayed in there. Anyway, so of course the rapid turn, as you've seen, you hit the face button and you just whip your shit around and can redirect from there. The interesting thing is, and as you'll see in this video in a moment, it actually does have the GBO2's downswing. I'm assuming the neutral and the side swings are probably the same as well, but like a big twirling, like opener into a big slash across. So good coverage, almost too good, so be a little careful as other things are likely going to be coming up around you as well. I will say this is kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about this literally just being a Vertex with what seems to be just like a different, essentially just main melee. I don't know if it's even going to have two melee. It doesn't seem to appear to be that way from how you look in the video. Overall, this might be a skip, but it may end up being pretty correct. I don't know. There's a lot of people who still kind of stand the Vertex, so it is very possible that having a general option may be considered at least a little bit safer to some people. I feel like the Vertex already wasn't too bad in terms of at least survivability, but we'll see. Unfortunately, and I'm assuming this is, but I don't actually see if it says it on here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it is a 600 cost general suit for ground and space. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there for clan matches. Personally, I think it's just going to be a lot more of the obvious picks. Rizels and the usual Rigazis and stuff are probably going to be running around. I will see how that turns out if we have a group go in there. But outside of that, it's an interesting one to open up post-anniversary with. We're going back to MSV. There's more than likely going to have some more advanced Zeta stuff in there as well. And specifically, we're going into MSVR again, which makes me wonder how many more suits we even have in that series. But that will be a speculation for another time. Overall, neat that they're at least telling us stuff like this. I kind of wish that they would be a little bit more upfront with some of these suits more consistently. This is a kind of weird one to open up about, since I don't know if people are like, oh man, I sure can't wait for the fucking other variant of the Vertex to come here. But hey, I might be wrong. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you are looking forward to the suit and if you're going to spin pretty hard for it or not. And until next time, this is GBO2 the 13th. I'll talk to y'all next time. Alright, and in the same article here that we had that just dropped for the end of August, we also have another quick feature called the free camera function in Spectator mode. So it's very interesting that they are building up this Spectator mode even more. And we have free camera added to Spectator mode. Catch all the white knuckle action. More translations for whatever this is supposed to be. Below video is an actual battle in Spectator mode. I think it makes spectating even more enjoyable. So like it's gonna show off the thing. And the interesting thing is that on top of that, we also tried to recreate the original scene with the help of some other pilots. So I think this is talking about whatever the hell this is probably talking about. And it looks like some jet stream attack stuff. Very machinima-ish. Various UI indicators can be hidden by pressing a touchpad button. So that's cool. So they're legitimately trying to put in an honest to god like camera mode for this. So You guys have probably seen it. A lot of the JP crew has been making essentially just machinima or like small sketches and stuff in Gundam Battle Operation 2, recreating scenes, doing other goofy content and stuff like that. And it's always been a little bit hard to keep a lot of the UI out. I feel like, I wonder if some of them have used certain angles from spectator mode to help in some cases, but now it's just blatant. Now you can just kind of put it wherever you want within the time limit. I wonder if they actually have a time where you can just kind of like, I don't know, make it points based so that you don't have a timer anymore. That would also be really cool. Mostly because I don't remember what modes are available for spectator, and I hope that they open it up a little bit because I know it is limited. But this is interesting. I wonder how many people are going to take advantage of this to make more content and stuff. Not only just screenshots, but also recordings and whatnot. Outside of that, it's funny that they end this with, last but not least, speaking of which, have you completed the limited time missions for the 4th week? It's like, yeah, I don't think anyone's scrambling for the goof heavy. But very soon we will be having the unit changes come as well. So I don't know, maybe they changed it and it's gonna be gross and it's just kind of a way to set us up with something that wasn't really that great before, but we'll find out. Outside of that, let me know if you guys really enjoyed this run of the anniversary, if you're actually going to try to take advantage of the free camera and whatnot for the spectator mode. And until next time, I hope you guys have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later. And hot off the heels of the GBO2 news, we also have a new website here, or at least a new Twitter page. Gundam Evolution Esports, the official EN Esports account for the free-to-play 6v6 team FPS video game Gundam Evolution. So right now it's just a preliminary post. They're trying to hype people up for this being the hub for competitive Gundam Evolution, as well as particularly maybe doing some big play sharing and whatnot later on. We will see what happens with that. Moreover, it's interesting that they're putting this much effort into it. They're being pretty earnest about their bid for making this their big esports title. The interesting thing about this, and I don't know if I can try to show you guys. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, here we go. So, we have on the JP page of that last article that we checked out, at the very bottom for the Japanese version, we have Battle Operation 2 works with the Gundam Game Tournament Meister. So this is something that we've heard about on and off. At first we thought it was going to be something that was going to be more international, but it seems like right now, and maybe for the foreseeable future, it's just going to be a JP only thing. As I announced a little the other day, Gundam Battle Operation 2 will be linked to Gundam Game Tournament Meister, hereinafter referred to as Tonamai. Currently being serviced by Gundam Perfect Games. You did it! So in general, this is a service for hosting tournaments, participation in tournaments, and other things that are related, probably like prizes and points and whatnot, through their own system. You can receive various support like this. Please use it to host or participate in a tournament. It may be possible to hold local rules such as tank mobile suits only that can only be held in custom matches. Since the tournament will be held in a custom match, we would appreciate it if you would make use of the free camera function added to the spectator mode to make the tournament seem more realistic and powerful increase. Linking the game. So overall, what this tells me, first of all, they are trying to make a tournament scene for this game. But it's a local tournament scene, and more specifically, it's a regional local tournament scene through their own service that they're also doing, I think, for Mban, and not just Mban, but Extreme Versus in general. But they're trying to extend it a little bit more to Gundam Battle Operation 2, which means that most of the spectator mode stuff is specifically for this, and it's just a runoff for us, which still helps. If we ever wanted to do our own stuff online or stream it or whatever, which I think has already been done in some cases in the past, it's available. But it is interesting that they have this as official service, more or less, that's also, catering to them over there. But at this time, Gundam Game Tournament Meister is a Japan-only service. So it's yet to be seen whether or not that'll actually change at some point, or if we'll actually have an EN equivalent. More than likely, no. But considering some of the stuff that's going on with Gundam Evolution, already from the get-go having its own esports page and being bidded as a big esports title, it is a bit of a shame that GBO2, which already has a lot of that history and actually does have its own internal competitive scene as it is, isn't getting a little bit more support internationally in that regard. Like I said, hopefully that changes in the future, but at the very least, this does seem like an interesting foundation. Hopefully we hear more about it just openly and not being hidden in like JP articles and whatnot. But what do you guys think about it? Do you guys think that we should have something similar to that here? Are you guys already kind of hosting your own stuff, kind of like Tournament Meister already, using the spectator mode and all that? Let us know in the comments, and until next time, this is Gustav the 13th, and I'll talk to y'all next time.